In the United States, many people blame Muslims and the Islamic State for all terrorism. Watching the news over the past few years, you can see a growing anti-Muslim sentiment. What this what that leads to this type of thinking? How does this affect Muslim students in our schools? Does this anti-Muslim sentiment even reach our students in our school system? Current research has identified 169 Muslim terrorists in America alone. There are so many more around the world. When you have that many Muslim attacks or attackers, and a lot of them are making news, example we all know of 9/11 and all the news coverage that got, people tend to generalize the group as terrorists. People Since the media focuses mainly on what Muslims are doing wrong, like terrorism, they are only giving attention to bad Muslims. According to a Gallup poll, they leave out stories such as how Muslims are often the key to stopping terrorist activities by other Muslims. In fact, two-thirds of the U.S. public claims to have not heard of any Muslim condemning terrorism. When the media is showing so much of Muslim terror attacks, our children are seeing it. They start seeing how others are reacting, what others are saying to Muslims as a group, not as individuals. They start seeing others label them as terrorists and dangerous, so they think, oh, I see all these people seeing or saying that Muslims are terrorists. I'm going to go in to school and say my Muslim classmate is a terrorist. And kids are also accusing Muslim students of having a bomb in their book bag while they are at school. In 2014, a handful of Muslim kids took a survey on how the current news and media on Muslim attacks is affecting their lives. 52% of them said they were being verbally insulted and abused, some even by their own teachers. One student had a teacher tell them they were going to burn in hell because they weren't a Christian. Another mentioned that one of their teachers said, and I quote, "Muslims are dangerous. They are terrorists and they will kill you." End quote. As a result, Muslim students are suffering. According to the Washington Post, the scary headlines are creeping into the public school cafeterias and hallways. Kids are talking about how Muslim students might have to leave the country someday, and that is creating a fear among Muslim students. A lot of this type of bullying isn't reported to schools. Kids are scared adults won't take it seriously or think they are lying. Or the student is simply scared of retaliation by other students. Having been bullied most of my life, I know the fear of trying to talk to someone about these circumstances. I could never go talk to anyone because I thought I knew what would happen if I did. This makes me really sensitive to these issues. I want to be an advocate for these kids now. The media isn't doing anything to help. They aren't really reporting on the bullying issues these kids are having. Here's a picture that I found that shows that kids want attention brought to this issue. And it says, "Where is the media?" As a result of this type of bullying, students can be afraid to go to school. Also, kids who are bullied are more likely to harm themselves or others, commit suicide, drop out of school, commit crimes, and or end up being unemployed. Schools are mandated to provide a safe and learning environment for all students, regardless of race, religion, age, sex. When they fail to, the students may become socially, emotionally, physically, and academically impaired. It has been shown that Muslim students are suffering under the current anti-Muslim sentiment in the United States. The outcome of such suffering can lead to decreased opportunities for learning, social issues, physical issues, and more. This information shows the need for further research into the subject, including ways of dealing with such issues in schools.